Manchester United 100 million stadium build, alongside with updates of Christian Eriksen, Wan-Bissaka, and also Amrabat. The announcement of Calafiori has been fantastic and absolutely massive for Arsenal. It has been long waiting, and finally, Calafiori have been announced by Arsenal. Chelsea Tottenham player battle has been ended because the player agreed to stay. If you just join us and you are new, remember to subscribe and be part of this amazing community. I'm here with Samir and also Emmanuel. And I don't know whether Real Madrid following the footsteps of Barcelona. Stay tuned and we'll give you more details on that as well. Samir, Manchester United. Last season, we talked about their stadium. We talked about how the stadium was leaking through rains and all that. They have taken the initiative. They haven't actually approved it yet. But what do you think about that capacity of a stadium in Manchester? They want to leave the old one, then build a bigger one.
I think Sir Jim Ratcliffe have come to change United, and we have all seen what's going on with what he's doing. He is a suggestion that he's making. If only the board and the supporters would understand that they have to leave the Old Trafford and go to a different venue. Another venue, according to sources reaching me, that he wants to build a bigger stadium, the biggest in England. That is clubside, having a capacity of 100,000. So now it depends on one, the board. It depends on also the fans if they are ready to let go of Old Trafford. I think it's a good thing if they can do that, but then it has to pass through the right procedures.
Ima, it has been long time waiting, and hey, Calafiori finally the announcement has been today. How is your feeling as Arsenal fan, and what do you think this will could impact on Arsenal squad?
Yeah, from the onset, I told you it was just a matter of time for Arsenal to announce Ricardo Calafiori. The player's decision was clear, and the club was also clear on his decision that they wanted him, and the move happened. It's just a signing. We've not seen him play for the club. A new addition, but he has the potential. We saw him against we saw him for Bologna last season. His performance. And with Italians, for defensive works, when you get Italian centre backs, you can just rely on them. If they want to give you the best of performances, they will give you the best of performances. So we are just hoping to see the Ricardo Calafiori we bought from Bologna being added to our team and strengthen our defense. For me as an Arsenal fan, I think it's a great addition, and we wish him all the best.
We talked about Mazraoui actually joining West Ham the last time, but now it looks as if West Ham deal or maybe their negotiation with the player has been terminated. And Manchester United have come on. Their personal terms have been agreed. They are still working on club to club. But then they want Wan-Bissaka to go out before they can purchase the player. West Ham are interested. What do you think about those two deals?
Yeah, I think Mazraoui is not part of Vincent Company's plan for next season. So they want to send him out of the club so that they can also make one or two additions. And I think he has the same agents with Matthias de Ligt. So I'm not surprised that Manchester United have joined the race, in getting his signature. For me, he's a good fullback. He can sometimes play as a left back too, but his natural position is a right back, but he can sometimes switch to the left side of defense. Manchester United with their right back position, I think they will need him because apart from Wan-Bissaka, who is like a natural right back, I don't see any other player playing in that position that fits like the standard of Manchester United. It's a good move for Manchester United.
Sami, still on Manchester United, Amrabat. Actually, the last season, he has spent the whole last season with Manchester United, but it looks as if he has been waiting for them to actually finish up the move. But then United hasn't looked at his way. But Atletico Madrid are really interested with the player. What do you think about it? Should they move on or should we still wait for United?
I think these are early days yet. With United, we also how it transpired last season. Last season, United wanted to sign Frankie de Jong, but unfortunately, they were not able to get him, and they later on relied on Amrabat from Fiorentina. This time around, he wants to sign Zubomendi. So until that has been made, I think nobody or no talks is yet ongoing with him. But looking at the other side, that's in the Spanish La Liga, Atletico Madrid, I think it will fit him very well because of the style of play and also with the kind of coach they have, that's Simone. But then, as I said, it's early days yet, so we still need to wait till the story develops. Then we'll see where best he will go.
We see where best he go. And Samir still on Manchester United. Marseille and Manchester United are actually negotiating for the signature of Christian Eriksen. What do you think about that?
I was shocked when I saw the price tag, but eventually I got to understand because sometimes you need to let go of your wages and then sign new players. It was a 5 million offer, and from what I'm hearing, I think it's proceeding well, and Christian Eriksen too is open to the move.
Ima Endo, we all know joined Liverpool last season, but then it looks like maybe teams are actually interested with Endo, and an approach has been rejected by Liverpool. Do you think Liverpool? I don't know. He has plans for the player because he's also over 30 something years and he's still playing in a top club like Liverpool.
Yeah, for Wataru Endo's situation, I think after missing out on Romeo Lavia last season, they went in to get Wataru Endo, and we didn't see his impact, in the team because he was not getting enough playing time. So I was looking forward to see him like properly this season, that this coming season, like, and slot will just allow him to operate in the middle together with Dominic Soboslai and McAllister. But maybe Liverpool too have seen one or two players they want to bring in, so they will just allow the guy to join another club. For me, I think they've been unfair to the guy because seeing him in one or two matches last season, his performance wasn't that bad. So I would have loved to see him play again for the club next season to see his performance. But Liverpool too have been slow in the transfer market, so maybe they are just trying to add one or two things in the later stage to see if they can get one or two players to join their club. But for me, it's not a good decision for them to sell the player. Though his age is a bit ahead, but you can just keep him for him to play about one or two seasons.
And I think Liverpool have rejected the first bid, so maybe they still have
Absolutely.
protection.
Yeah, sure, sure. Yeah.
Sammy, Nico Williams, we all know like London clubs like Arsenal, Chelsea, but Barcelona was on top of the deal or still on top of the deal. But then from the source I'm hearing, it's like the player have made a decision to stay at Atletico Bilbao. What do you think about it? Is it true that he has decided to stay on?
Yeah, so reports close to the guy yesterday saying that he had a conversation with his brother and they both decided to play in the Europa League. That's just a season before he moves out. Other sources too are saying that he's still in the confusion state, that he wants to decide and then move forward. Another source is also saying that the man says that he's going to stay in Atletico Bilbao. We all know the pressure from Barcelona and the pressure from Atletico Bilbao. Everybody wants to get the signature of this young chap. But then I think right now, looking at the way it has progressed to, I have a feeling that it's very highly that he will stay in the club for a year and might move the next year. Due to the Atletico Bilbao gave him a couple of days for him to come out with a decision, but even till then, we have not had anything from them.
Tottenham and Chelsea were interested in Nottingham Forest defender Morelu, but then the player have committed to stay at Nottingham Forest. What do you think about that deal?
Yeah, Chelsea now, I don't know what they want to do with their club, but I think the guy has also been smart with his decision to stay and play for maybe one or two seasons for Nottingham Forest because going to Chelsea now, whether you get a playing time too is another question you have to ask yourself. Whether you get a playing time, you get a spot in the team, the first 11. Enzo Maresca is now trying his hands on all the players to see his final 11 he will settle on, like for next season. So I think it's just an experiment club. It's a wide decision from the guy. Yeah, Chelsea is now an experiment club. Chelsea, Manchester United, they are both experiment clubs. So I'm not expecting anything new from them. For the guy to take that decision is a very bold step because teams like Chelsea coming to you, with huge sums of money and huge salary at the end of the season, and you know, you just sticking to your decision not to move from the club is one bold decision. I'm just hoping from next season he will just get the right form for other teams to also come in. But for the guy to take that, I really respect him for that.
So, you just mentioned about Enzo Maresca actually trying to get his first 11. Might it be the reason why they are losing in these preseason games 4-1?
Now he doesn't have a squad, so he's like just trying the players. So this one will come in, this one will go on the bench, this one will come in. So I think maybe a week or 2 weeks to the start of the season, he will just sit down with the technical team and decide on the players that they will just start for him, like the first 11. You know, uh, let's not forget other players who have not joined the preseason. So maybe we are just hoping to see them to join and we see the team, the performance in general, with the inclusion of Romeo Lavia, Nkuku, Christopher Nkuku, Cole Palmer. I don't know whether Kolo Gallagher is also moving out. If he's staying, then he'll be a great addition to the squad. Let's wait and see. They have the players, not good players, but they have players that can play for Chelsea. Not the Chelsea standard of players, but that's how the situation is now. He can't do anything about it. He just has to work with the materials he have. We saw him with Leicester City, so we expect much from him because players that are playing for Chelsea now, some of them are way above the Leicester City players. So he can just manage one or two things from them. And there are a lot of young players too there. He can just put them together and maybe get some results. Yeah.
And a lot of people were also actually talking about the defensive errors they are making. Meanwhile, they have allowed Chaloba not to stay back at home, not joining the preseason. And a lot of talks are also on that. And I don't know why he's leaving him. And I think maybe they still want to profit on the guy though. But I think the guy has not been lucky. He's a good player. He proved himself by the end of last season after coming back into injury. But there are a lot of players in his position as well. So let's see the coming days what will be happening.
I think he's also facing the problem of Fikayo Tomori. It's like the club is not recognizing him that much. But maybe when he moves out of Chelsea or maybe out of England and goes to maybe AC Milan or plays for maybe Inter Milan, people will just know the guy very well. For me, I think he's not a good player, but he's just an okay player. Trevor Chalobah is an okay player. For me, I think Enzo has not been fair to the guy. Let's see. He should have added him to the players going to the US tour. Maybe he could have even been a great addition because now Thiago Silva is not in the team anymore. So dropping him and you leaving him behind is not making sense in any way. But maybe the coach has his plans and he knows what he's doing. So let's give him time.
Liverpool rejecting the bid from PSV for Sepp Van Den Berg. What do you think about that? Because he's a young player, he has spent his loan out of the club for quite a long. He feels that the club didn't honor their promise, but then the new coach wants to actually keep him after even allowing him to play their preseason like 60 minutes or 1 hour.
Yeah, so I think right now every team wants to keep at least one or two youngsters, and that is what you can see Slot doing. Klopp did not have space for him, and we all saw that he moved to play on loan. But this time around, I think there's a plan for him. That is why the bid was rejected. But maybe it can also be the financial side. If the money is that good, I think they can let him go. So let's see how it goes.
Manchester United, former goalkeeper David De Gea, has actually wants to sign for Girona, and it's about to happen currently. And Real Madrid and PSG former goalkeeper, he's nervous. Yeah, I think nervous to trying to get a new contract or a deal once again. And
Adding a few to what you said about the two keepers. I don't know why up to now David De Gea has not gotten a club. I don't know. I think last season he was a free agent and he didn't join any club, and now he wants to join Genoa in Italy. I think I don't know, but his agent is not helping him because a keeper like David De Gea, the keeper of his caliber, he should be even playing in the Premier League now because seeing keepers like Nick Pope and other guys, he can just bench them. I don't know why he's still
I,
chasing these small clubs. I think his agent is not helping him. He can just change his agent and maybe you find a very good club.
Yeah.
For a keeper of his caliber, he needs to play at the top.
Real Madrid, Sami, it's like they are now copying Barcelona's strategy, waiting for players' contract to finish. Then probably they will go in for the player. The likes of Alphonso Davies and also Alexander-Arnold of Liverpool. I think Liverpool are linked to them and they are waiting for their contract to finish. Not to talk of the player Manchester United have just signed, Euro and Line. They were waiting for his contract to also finish, but United came on. Do they also have a financial situation or is just a strategy they've taken?
Yeah, I think everybody in this world wants free. Free is the best thing you can ever get. Looking at Real Madrid, who just discovered or showed the world that they've made a profit of 1 billion euros. That shows they have a lot of cash as stock. But then looking at these players, I don't think it's very financially sound to go and buy a player who has just 1 year contract, then go and buy him for 50 or 60 million, whilst you can get him for free. And I think that is what they are doing. And it's a very smart move. And looking at all these players, they are all also willing to play for Real Madrid. So you just keep quiet, they run down their contract, and then you come for free. You give them the bonus, and you are good to go. You have quality players, but you have them for free. And it's good business.
Ima, you have been saying it. Real Madrid is the university of a football club. But then, do you think that's the reason why they are waiting? Because they feel that players need them, they don't need players.
I think the teams having those players should just sell them to Madrid. You know, when Madrid comes to your player, it's just a matter of time for them to get the signature. If you have a year or some months on his contract, just sell him to Madrid because the player will run down his contract and play for Real Madrid. It has happened with David Alaba. We saw David Alaba joining the club. You know, Kylian Mbappe too took the same decision. We've heard rumors concerning Alphonso Davies not willing to sign a new contract for Bayern Munich. Now it's happened to Trent Alexander too, who has been playing for Liverpool like his whole life. So Madrid coming in and looking at his age now, he thinks he might just move to Madrid and maybe make like some money or take his level to the top, join Real Madrid because they will not get anything from them when the season comes to an end. The players will move to Real Madrid on free, and that will not help the club. They should get something from the players as soon as possible.
Thank you very much for watching. And if you just join us, still remember to subscribe and be part of this amazing community where your opinions are highly welcome. And hey, we'll see you in the next video. Ciao.